I saw them when they went down.
Go the way for it.
Yeah, we can hear everything. Oh, that's not too romantic. Ralph Ginsburg.
I wanted to take that. Yeah, let me see that. They were going to get
You've been a real good friend.
Are you take a picture of the tower? Take a picture of the Eiffel Tower. Right? Oh, yeah, beautiful. That's pretty
You mean? You need to get up.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up.
Isn't it beautiful? I didn't know. I thought you already did that.
Yeah, but this is going to be better.
What's this little building right here?
Dr. Pepper headquarters right there.
Right here.
They kind of come down on staff, John. See that?
That's a lean organization over there. John gets the top floor, right?
Yeah. We got to get a picture of this.
All right.
Hello, Bambi.
What tower?
I don't know if these will come out. It's awfully dark. Oh, hi. I'm trying. Let's see. Are we having fun yet?
Como se llama? Oh, wrong country. That's beautiful.
I'm going to lighten it up. Oh, this is great. I love this camera.
He's great. He's great. These fellas can't reach him, man. You really have nice cameras. All right, you ready? You run promotions at Apple? Now we have a smile. Flash? No. No.
I'll be out of your way in 1 second. You just take the picture.
Well, we just passed the Eiffel Tower, guys.
Oh, hey, darling, how are you?
Good.
Gosh, where in the world can we ever go that on the left we can see the Eiffel Tower and on the right a moon? I mean, huh?
I thought we were in Miami. Yeah, we were in Miami. Ripple. What's up?
Your picture, yours look good from a distance.
Oh, it's here. What's your wine glass?
John.
That's there? No, it's an old camera.
An old camera.
I just,
Oh, look out.
I didn't bring it on the last
Well, as soon as you and I get together alone, he comes back. You know what I'm saying? He's very jealous. You don't have any lights on.
You don't need those. You should be able to take pictures in the dark.
I work very well in the dark.
I know that.
Oh,
Don't say that. Don't say that.
how is the Irish pub in Berlin, Jerry?
I didn't go. My daughter went.
And what time did she get back?
She won't tell me.
Well, who did she go with?
A guy named Kevin.
Kevin Leahy. Kevin Leahy and
Kevin
Don
Leahy.
Irish pub on tape.
You
don't interview, right?
Yes, and anyhow, I think that if Bush would take a stronger stand on birth control.
Then we'd be in better shape.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
America. And early since 17 David off, I used to drink Dr. Pepper when I was with Ira on the River Seine. Thank you very much.
You're known for your quotes. I've got one I brought along with me. I tore it out of some Time or Life or Business Week about Ray Charles.
You got the right one, baby.
Darlene, I want to introduce.
It's been a real pleasure playing with you. Do you have change?
toy you have for
Do you need change?
Darlene, you have to use it.
What time?
You have to use it.
I've never seen you use it. Is it working?
It's been a real pleasure playing with you. You need change.
That's right. This is the perfect mullet. Oh, that's a perfect job for 2 mullets.
The boy's mind is going somewhere.
Now, Darlene, we're doing this interview tonight with Jack Kilduff, who we're playing in the international tournament tomorrow.
Bring that camera
We'll
tomorrow.
do another interview. We'll do another interview tomorrow evening.
The reigning national international champion.
Darlene, you got to remember when the pro said to me one day, he said, "You're moving the ball well, make your check out to cash."
All right, darling, I'll tell you hello. Glad you're here. I missed you.
Years. Each king who lived in the Louvre added a new part to the building, and that's why we have different styles that can be seen on the facade of the Louvre. There is a big hall on the right. They are creating now an underground parking for the buses, and there will be a shopping mall with 60 shops, and this will be open to the public. They still say next year, but I think that we'll have to wait 2 more years before the end of the construction of all this. The river is called the right bank. That's where we are. And by tradition, we say that the right bank is the financial area and the left bank is the artistical area. We see on the left the eastern part of the Louvre, built during the reign of Louis XIV, and right behind you have a church called Saint Germain, and this was the church where the kings of France used to attend meetings. The first bridge, all made of stone. They were bridges before that was, but they were made of wood, and because of the humidity of the climate, it was not possible to keep them very long. So this one is from the very beginning of the 17th century. We have 2 islands in the center of the city. We have the City Island, which is on the right, and the other is St. Louis Island. On the island on the right, we see a large building with 3 round towers. This is the Court of Justice. The name is Conciergerie. It used to be another royal residence of the French king, built during the Middle Ages. It was turned into a court of justice and a jail during the French Revolution, which took place between 1789 and 1799. And this is the jail where the Queen Marie Antoinette spent her last days before being beheaded. This building is still used as the cell of the two people, prisoners of the Revolution. The sixth slide. Of the city for the first time in 1977 and re-elected several times since the mayor is elected for 6 years. We're doing a lot of things for the city, an effort to have a clean city, but the big problem of Paris remains we say that they like to use their horn, but not to use their brakes. So it's better, if you want to cross the street, to go to the traffic light and wait for your turn. Because otherwise, we'll consider that you're trying to commit suicide.
What?
Stay here.
Ira, you don't have to wind it to get it started. Ira, what are we looking at here? Is this the cathedral?
That's Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Beautiful Notre Dame. Isn't it beautiful? This is a beautiful city, isn't it?
Pictures where they have, for instance, the visit of
Good morning.
Hi, Lori. No, get some ears so we can.
So this is the most important church of the city. It's a cathedral. It's named Notre Dame, which means Our Lady, and which means that it's dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible. Except maybe it could happen if a foreign king wants to get married.
I wonder what that is. You can fit a costume there, huh? I wonder what the police officer's up there. There's a lady with a dog.
The square was created by Jacques-Ange Gabriel, the most famous architect of this period. And originally there was a huge statue of the king in the middle of it, but the statue was destroyed during the revolution by King of Mehmed Ali Kennedy. A drawing on it. This is the Madeleine Church, but they are now restoring the facade of the church, and just to keep an idea of what is under the scaffolding, they've put this drawing, which shows how the facade of the church is in reality. Originally, in the 17th century, this was just a path in the middle of woods in which the king used to hunt. And the street was enlarged in the beginning of the 19th century because of the construction of the arch, the Arc de Triomphe, which stands at the top of the avenue. So the avenue is 1 mile long. It's divided into two parts. The lowest part where we are is a kind of garden in which you find deluxe restaurants and some theaters. In the distance, you see a gate behind the trees. This is the alley you find. There were only 10 shops and restaurants on the Champs-Élysées. So the fashion of all those shops and restaurants, and we have a lot of arcades inside the buildings, arcades in which you have some. And you have also showrooms for cars, like for instance Renault. On the left, on the corner, there is a large sidewalk cafe called Fouquet. This is the first cafe which was opened on the Champs-Élysées in 1901. And from here we... And so antique ones, in fact, and they wish to have one built in Paris, but Napoleon had always great ideas, and he wanted to have the largest arch of that type ever built. And this is the largest, but unfortunately for Napoleon, it died before the end of the construction of it. A construction which lasted more than 13 years. Chagrin was the architect of it, and more than 40 sculptors worked on the statues and sculptures of the arch. Most of them are representing scenes of the life of Napoleon with his army. The arch is dedicated to the great army of Napoleon. And at the bottom of the arch, on the left, we have the statue, which is an allegory showing us Napoleon coronated by fame, peace, and freedom. And on the right, the other said the unknown soldier of the World War I. And on the walls, inside the arch, you have names engraved. 604 names, names of victories of the French army through its history, and names of famous soldiers. Around the arch we have 100 small columns with a chain in between. They are symbolizing a period called the 100 Days, when Napoleon, who escaped from his jail on the island of Elba, came back to France, took the power again, but this period lasted only 100 days. Then he lost the Battle of Waterloo and was made prisoner by the British and sent to the island of Sainte-Hélène. On the right in the distance you can see skyscrapers and another arch in the middle. This is an area which is outside Paris called La Défense, a new trading center, and most of the largest French companies have now their own head offices located in this area, an area which is linked to Paris by the metro and by a train which is a little bit faster than the metro called RER, and leads you from the Opera House to La Défense in something like 7 minutes. The arch is located on a square called Place de l'Étoile, Square of the Star, and this because at the beginning there were 5 avenues only leading to the arch. Now we have 12 avenues converging to it. Most of them have got the name of the victory of Napoleon, like for instance Wagram, Jena. Since November 1917, the square got a second name. It's called Charles de Gaulle Square, named after the former late president of France, the General de Gaulle. We're now arriving on another avenue which leads to the arch. In the very last years of the 19th century, it was inaugurated and opened to the public in 1900. And it's the Chaillot Palace, in which we have 4 museums and 1 theater. And from there, from the Chaillot Palace, we have a nice view of the Eiffel Tower. So we'll stop here for you.
Hello. Hi. No, I haven't had time.
No, the camera is more important this trip. This is bad, darling. We must talk. I mean, charter or something.
Well, the prices are too expensive here to be shopping.
Yeah, but just, you know, your trinket stuff.
Wait.
Oh my God! This building, a building which was an idea of a man called Gustave Eiffel, who left his name to the tower. In French we call it Tour Eiffel. And Gustave Eiffel was an engineer and an architect at the same time, and he had very modern ideas. And with this building, he wanted to prove that it was possible to have a very high building with a very light weight. The tower is 300 meters high, which is approximately 1,000 feet, and the weight of it is only 7,000 tons. If we make the comparison with another famous monument, let's say the Statue of Liberty in New York City, the statue is 6 times lower than the Eiffel Tower, but the weight of it is more than double, 15,000 tons. The tower was not supposed to remain here more than 20 years, just the time of the expo and then a few more years. But in fact, many people were complaining about the shape of this monument, saying that it was ugly, it was spoiling the landscape of Paris. Many artists especially were complaining. And most of the people thought that it was a useless building. So in the early years of the 20th century, the tower was supposed to be destroyed. But in fact, at the last minute, a kind of miracle happened, and a man discovered that the top of the tower was the best place to put an antenna for the radio. In fact, we're in the early years of our century, and the radio was especially used by the army. And it was very important to have a good spot of broadcasting for the news for the army. So we still can see the antenna on top of the monument. It's 20 meters high, about 60 feet, and nowadays it's used for the broadcasting of the TV. So you see only an antenna saved a monument, which is now the symbol of Paris. We have an average number of 5 million visitors a year to the Eiffel Tower. And if you want to visit it, you have several possibilities. You can climb up the 1,700 steps to the top, or you have an easier possibility to take the elevators, which are leading you to the first, second, or third floor. On the first 2 floors, you have shops, restaurants, even a post office and a movie theater. The top floor is empty. Originally, it was the private home of the creator, of Gustave Eiffel. It's not a school, it's just a stadium which is used by different schools or which are in this area. But it belongs to the city of Paris, and it's open to anybody who wants to do some sport. Especially on Sunday morning, you have people playing soccer here. Soccer is the favorite sport of the French people. A nice building. It's called the École Militaire, military school, and it's a building which was created in the 18th century. It's a school for officers, and it's still a school for It's a very, very big building. To give you an idea of the size of it, you have more than 10 miles of corridors inside the building. So it was built by during the reign of Louis XIV, and during the 18th century there were more than 4,000 soldiers wounded, injured during the many wars of the kings who were staying in this place, in this hospital. Nowadays, we have just a small part of the building, which is still an hospital for the veterans of the army, and approximately 500 of them are living here, battles and so on. And in the middle, we have a church, that's the dome, we call it like this because of the shape of its roof, the Golden Dome. And this is the church of the soldiers, but it's also the place where Napoleon is buried. Napoleon died prisoner of the British on the island of Sainte-Hélène in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. He died in 1821 of a stomach cancer and was buried there. But 19 years after, there were also sculptures which were made by Camille Claudel, who studied with Rodin and had an affair with him. There was a movie made about the life of this girl who was assassined, and she was put in the possibility of from weather. On the right side, we have the so-called political area of Paris. We have here a concentration of embassies and ministries and the residences of ministers.